Alright, what is up, y'all? We are here today for the ABC draft analysis, and, let me just go ahead and start by saying the ABC is the, let's see what we have here in the notes, the Associated Battle Community. The Associated Battle Community, which, I mean, acronym-wise, I don't know, but listen. Acronym or no acronym, the rules are pretty clean, man. Check it out. So fucking it's a point based. You get 121 points, and if you look on the screen right now, there's a thing called the BS tier, which is the big spender tier, the bullshit tier, whatever. And here in the already been crusty league, then you can blow your whole load and get like Kyogre. You can just get Kyogre and then build the rest of your team with bullshit. But at the end of the day, you have a Kyogre, so you win the game, I think is how that works. So that's like there's some options, there's some wacky stuff you can do, and wouldn't you know it, here in the accusing bovines of cheating league, I'm 9th pick out of 10, and granted he probably wasn't cheating because Dr. Slacking, that man was 10th, so like. And it could just be a ploy to cheat, because word on the street is he's a bit of a snake, but I don't know, he seems cool, but I don't know, don't all snakes seem cool? I don't know, man. But anyways, in the already been cunty league, yeah, you can blow your whole load on a BS tier, so I kind of want to do that. I kind of do, and I kind of don't, because I also like having a good rest of the team. So we're 9th pick, it comes all the way down to us, and This reminds me of like being with like my father and my grandfather back in the day, and it's like they always said, and their fathers before them, if Magearna's on the table, you grab that shit, bro. Like, so I went ahead and definitely picked up Magearna because it was still there. Only 2 Ubers or like BS tier mons got drafted, so it's not like we got a bunch of OP shit that we got a counter team now, but I got Magearna. I've never been able to use Magearna before, so whenever that bitch somehow, if 8 other people basically, they didn't make picks, they didn't take Magearna, and it fell right into my lap, and it was a grand old time. So, we got Magearna, I'm looking forward to using it, you know what it does. Listen, I can sit here and I can read you its moveset, like some basic bitch, but this isn't a TED Talk or a fucking scripture reading. If you wanted, to be read to, you could buy an audiobook. This is a draft anal, okay? So, if you want to get technical and talk about, like, dazzling gleam, calm mind, aura spirit, then click along with me. Open up Showdown, and we can just go through it, Heart Swap is clean, though. Heart Swap is cool as fuck. That is always worth mentioning. So, you know what Magearna does. You've played in Gen 7, and you know that it is fucking scary to deal with. So, 9th pick. It's not a wheel pick, but it's kind of a wheel pick, So then basically, there was 2 picks, and then it's my turn, and I picked up motherfucking Zygarde 50. I was so excited to get to use this. Basically, this and like my next 2 picks kind of blow the whole points load that I kind of had, but I think it's gonna be worth it. So we got Squishy, the Zygarde 50, and this thing is a monster. I had the best I've ever done in a league was an undefeated season, and I had Zygarde 50, and that boy carried my ass on his coiled ass back all the way to victory. And any opportunity I get to draft Zygarde, I'm gonna take it. And you can't get me to not take it. Like, it's gonna be taken, I'm the bad guys in a Liam Neeson movie, and Zygarde is Liam Neeson's daughter. It's getting taken, that's what's happening. And I don't want to be the bad guy in the movie, but I mean, I don't make the rules here. So, we got Zygarde 50, you slap a choice band on it, you get a kill, you fucking dragon dance up, and you sweep the whole team. Right off the bat, we got a fairy and a dragon type that cover each other's fucking weaknesses very nicely. And they both set up, they can both be bulky, they can both fucking do all kinds of shenanigans. So, I think it's gonna be a good pairing together. Now, for pick number 3, I was like, you know what? I've always wanted to use Magearna. I will never not use Zygarde if it's available. What's another mon that like is fun as shit and that I want to actually use? So I went ahead and picked up Zeraora. This costs quite a few points as well, but fuck it, we're gonna have some fun. So the sprite is shiny, and I don't know why, but also, if you thought we was fucking around, those are some fucking HD sprites. You liking that? You liking how fucking clean that is? That's 60 frames. Fucking, although that doesn't have to do with the picture, because it's a fucking picture, it's a slide, so, but like, it's HD, bro. That sprite is HD. The only time you're gonna find a sprite that's more HD than that is in the fucking refrigerator section at your local Piggly Wiggly, bro. So go ahead and try. So, Zeraora is like just the fastest fucking. You want you want your fast electric type. This is that. This is the fastest, most electric guy that there is. And it's Killua because it's fucking Hunter x Hunter, and I'm totally not gonna rewatch it again for the 4th time. But it's a good show, and it's a good mon. Volt Absorb is always going to be helpful for blocking volt switches and whatnot, especially since I might draft several water types this game, or this league, so we'll see how that goes. But Zeraora, man, it's fast as fuck. It doesn't get U-turn, which kind of sucks, but we make up for that later. It's just fast, and it actually has a little bit of bulk to it. It doesn't really look like it while you're looking at it, but you never need to run max speed, so it always has a little bit of bulk. And then its move pool isn't terrible. It gets access to things and stuff. And oh, another thing that I should probably mention that I kind of tried to keep in mind while drafting this stuff, but there's not much you can do about it. They didn't reveal the Z move rule till post draft. So like we didn't know what we were gonna do until it was done, basically. Yeah. So I just tried to I just drafted like as if I knew what the rules were gonna be, So I just started taking things. So we got Zeraora. He's a good boy. Look how furry he is. It's also Dorian, but it's also Killua. Yeah. So Zeraora. Next, I went ahead and picked up Torrent Greninja because listen, the T3 and below tourney, Greninja loved him. Fucking PASL last season, Greninja loved him. Fucking PCL, Protein Greninja loved him. But you know what Protein Greninja's strongest attack is? Hydro Pump. So you know what type he was most of the time? Fucking water. So, just too fast fucking water type that's offensive, and it gets access to spikes and fucking T-spikes and U-turn, that thing we were talking about not having, even though we have 2 volt switchers. Greninja seemed like a great pick for the team. Also, it's Froppy, and I know it's like fucking whatever, I think because it's a boy in the show, so everyone considers it a boy, but it's got a scarf, it's Froppy, eat shit, okay? You know what? Unwind your scarf, pack your mouth full of poop, and then wind it back up. Let's do that. So, I like Greninja a lot, honestly. It's a lot of fun to use, it's fast as fuck, and just having 95 attack as well as 103 special attack, you can run mixed every fucking week and just slap a life orb on him, and you're just gonna pick up kills. Like, it just makes my heart happy, I feel like that's definitely a lyric to a Paramore song, and I should know what that song is off the top of my head, but I don't. Yeah, so basically the theme of the team is 2 bulky things, and then 2 fast, kind of more frail things, although Killua does have some bulk to him, but you know what I mean. So next, I didn't want to draft in a pattern. I don't want to be predictable, so I just started taking things. And honestly, okay, this is the one draft I've ever been a part of that I didn't get sniped a single time. That probably is because it's a 10 coach draft, so it makes sense that there'd be less people to steal your shit, but I didn't get sniped a single time. This pick, I was gonna pick Delmise, but actually decided on going with Hitmonlee plus a different grass type literally this round, and then Delmise went either this round or the next one or some shit like that, and I was like, oh, good thing I changed my mind. So next, I went ahead and picked up Hitmonlee. I wanted a good spinner, but I also wanted to maintain kind of this offensive pressure that my team has going on. Those top 4 to 6 mons I feel like are always essential. You need to have some offensive pressure going on. You need to fucking pressure your opponents. You need to be able to apply that pressure like Carmax, and you need to be able to spin hazards. So this guy is I think he's been on almost every team I've drafted for the past fucking 2 years, but Hitmonlee is too good, dude. You don't want to deal with Tapus? Run Unburden. You don't want to deal with Bulk? Run Reckless. It's fucking God, I feel like Billy Mays should be here just fucking getting you to swipe your credit card and shit. But Hitmonlee, great mon. Don't ever sleep on Hitmonlee, especially if it's got a white herb, because we are. Bro, have y'all seen Charged by the Herb? Because that's a good video. But so next I realized I have 0 rockers, and I should probably work on that. That was kind of a thing that I thought might have been helpful. I also have very little bulk. I don't really have like a cleric of any kind. I don't have a lot of things, especially a ground immunity. So I went ahead and picked up Uxie, and how we were just talking about how I was keeping up offensive pressure and whatnot. Uxie seems kind of necessary. It keeps up the U-turn momentum. It lets me foul play things so they don't set up in my fucking face, and also it's brain. So brain, you know, it's fucking brain. Shoutouts to brain, dude. It's brain number one. So yeah, Uxie, Stealth Rocks, U-turn, fucking just Uxie things, dude. It just does things that Uxie does, and it's so helpful. Also, memento support for my sweepers is nice, and I'm kind of starting to see like the outer edges of like a potential cool like little trick room thing that could happen, you know? It could be just maybe sometime in the future there might be, you'll see the things. So that's brain. Next, I went ahead and picked up Rapidash. I wanted a good fire type, and if you couldn't tell by my first however many picks that is, I spent like 2/3 of my points at this point in the tier. 2/3 of my points in the point. Rapidash though. Rapidash is a mon that I've been using a lot lately as well because horses in the back, because Old Town Road, and because terrible remixes, dude. What do you... Did you not see the video? If you don't love horses, you should go watch the original and watch me fucking murder that song. And by murder, I mean like not the good kind, not like murdering a beat. Like I murdered it and the song is no longer good to me. So Rapidash, man, it's a fire immunity. It gets surprisingly good coverage for being a horse that's on fire, you know? Like if I was to see a horse on fire in the wilderness, I wouldn't expect it to get a ground move. You know, I wouldn't expect it to get a bug move. I would expect it to fucking probably go run to some water, you know? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him put himself out in the water. That's an expression. That's another thing that my father, my grandfather, and his father before him said. So, Rapidash is a budget fire type. It hits surprisingly hard with pretty good moves and whatnot. It's a really lower tier mon, so it usually ends up being able to use Z moves and whatnot. And yeah, man, it hits a good speed tier for me as well. So next, how have I feel like I've been talking so fast and we've gotten fucking barely anywhere in this draft. So let's streamline here. I wanted Mega Banette. Now, obviously, you guys know if you've watched the channel, I fucking love me some Mega Banette. If you're new, we have gained a lot of new people lately, so if you're new, Mega Banette is it's so good, dude. Just wait. If you're doubting Mega Banette right now, just wait. Just wait. It'll do a thing, and you're gonna be like, oh, I've never seen Mega Banette do things. You know, be like, yeah, see, it did a thing. I saw you. I told you. So, my whole thing with Mega Banette is, if it is used properly, it always gets a kill, because it always runs Destiny Bond, you know, it's fucking, Mega Banette's whole last turn existence is a 50-50, so if you can get a kill, sometimes you just fucking click Destiny Bond when they don't expect you to, or vice versa, and it's just, man, it almost always gets you a kill. If you're good at the game, it should always get a kill. Granted, it doesn't always get a kill from me. You take that however you will. But if you're good at the game, it should always get a kill. What else? It actually gets pretty decent coverage. Gets some hard-hitting moves. It has 165 base attack, which is nothing to fuck around with, dude. Fucking Mega Banette's attack is like Wu-Tang Clan, dude, but like 8-bit, because it is nothing to fuck with. It's another one of those things that's surprisingly bulky. It's almost always going to have some kind of bulk investment, so it's not just dying straight up to shit. It gets good priority. It gets fucking all kinds of prankstery shenanigans. And also, one thing that's kind of slept on about Mega Banette is being able to have Frisk before you Mega Evolve. Because then you come in, you're there, you diddle your opponent for a second, and you know what item they have. So, like, if that's a whole big thing that you're wondering, it's fucking no more things to worry about, dude. Never again. So, yeah, man, Mega Banette, great mon. Don't sleep on. He's also a ghost type, so literally don't sleep, because he's like spooky and shit, you know. Next, I wanted Shuckle, but there's a mon that I think it's a little bit better than Shuckle, and it does way more things than Shuckle, but it's not defensive, and my team is not really defensive right now. So I was like, fuck it. We picked up Smeargle. We picked up Van Doge. We picked up young fucking Inktail or whatever you want to call him. He's wearing an acorn hat. Y'all ever notice that? He's wearing an acorn hat, like the top of an acorn. But shoutouts to Maj / Spedward / the Savant, because he kind of talked me into taking Smeargle over Shuckle. I dropped a Chatterooski. I dropped a Chattahoochee down in the chat, and he responded. He talked me. He gave me some solid reasons why Smeargle's better, and I agreed. I've used Smeargle before, and I think it's a little bit more fun to use than Shuckle. Because when you see Shuckle, you're like, great, that's gonna suck to have to kill that, and it's gonna encore me. But when you see a Smeargle, you're like, oh fuck, what's it gonna do? So, and by now people should already know how stupid I am. So I'm gonna put dumb stuff on it, and you can't prep for stupidity. Hey, you want to know what my best win con is? Fucking stupidity. Have fun prepping for stupidity, because you can't. Okay, so next I needed that grass type we was talking about earlier. I wanted something with a little bit of bulk, something with some like reliable fucking healing, something with a little bit of a poison typing, because I needed a poison type, man. I needed a poison type. Fairies are kind of tough for me to switch into right now. So we went ahead and picked up also Brain, Vileplume. So we got Brain, the Uxie, and then we got Brain, the fucking Vileplume. He's like also Brain, because they're both Brain. Look at their faces. They're both Brain. That's what you gotta name it. So one thing that people don't respect Vileplume, because the thing is, the defensive mon, that boy has 110 base special attack. So if I want to get fucking frisky and I want to run Chlorophyll and sweep your ass in the sun, it's happening, because you're gonna sleep. You're gonna sleep, dude. You're gonna sleep. You're gonna get effect spored into sleep, and then I'm gonna sweep you. So this kind of rounds out most of our cores. We got Steel Fairy Dragon, Fire Water Grass, we got a Spin Blocker, we got the old Fighting Psychic fucking dark one that no one ever wants to talk about. I think that's what it is. And so if you remember, we got 121 total points, right? Another part of that rule is that one mon has to be 1 point. So basically, instead of 12 mons and 120 points, you have 121 points, you have 11 mons at 120 points, basically. So you have to pick a 1 point mon. I went ahead and picked a 1 point mon, and that is going to be Delibird. It's Shady Penguin, it's a crit, it's a fucking meme, dude. The best thing about this league that definitely makes up for the title is everyone gets a meme, and that's hilarious. Shoutouts to memes. So that's my second to last pick. I wanted to go ahead and get that just because it seemed like basically what it was, there's a 1 point tier, and then it's like 1 point tier plus whatever isn't on the dock. So I grabbed the thing that was on the dock because I didn't feel like scrolling through a list of everything, and then I realized after my next pick that I needed to make a change. So next I realized I don't really think I need much else. Honestly, I could use another rocker, but like, I could use another of these, I could use another one of those, but So I had like 3 or 4 points left, and what just so happened to be 3 or 4 points was Frogadier. Now, Frogadier is allowed to have protein, so fucking Torrent Greninja, his little fucking brother, his son, is in this bitch, and I ran some calcs with protein, basically hitting 1.5 times harder, because everything is going to be stabbed. It actually does just about the same, if not slightly more damage than like regular Greninja with its higher stats does. So if you thought you were scared of Torrent Greninja, get ready for me and my son Frogadier to come through with the fucking protein, dude. And one thing about fucking Frogadier is it's a Frogadier. I can't oversell this. So it's a Frogadier, so it's always going to have a Life Orb or a boosting item, whereas Greninja isn't really locked into such a role, So it is it's going to hit hard, dude. I think a lot of this team is going to get slept on, and a lot of this team is going to get some cheeky kills. So we got the Greninja, this Torrent, we got the Frogadier, and I did mention just now that I want to swap out my 1 point mon, which is this Delibird. This Delibird is cool. It does get spikes. It gets Destiny Bond Ice Shard. It's Hustle Boosted Ice Shard, even though it has 55 base attack, isn't weak. I've seen it do some major damage. You better have saluted just now. But After I drafted, I realized that I need to make a trade. So as of week 2, we are going to drop Delibird, and we're going to have motherfucking Froakie on our team. You ever drafted the entire evolution chain of a fucking species before? Because that's what I'm doing. We got Greninja, we got Frogadier, and we got Froakie, and things are looking wacky, folks. Things are looking fucking wacky, and I'm loving it. Don't talk to me or my son or my grandson ever again. Okay, like, subscribe, do all that bullshit. I'm sorry that this went off track, but I'm also not sorry. So deal with that however you may. Bye forever. Like, subscribe. Bye forever.